Good evening. The day is February 12th, 2021, and artificial intelligence has not taken control yet. I intend to use this report to describe technology and the possible creation of a dystopian society with examples from the movie I, Robot. What is dystopia? Well, it's an imagined state or society in which there is great suffering or injustice, typically one that is totalitarian or post-apocalyptic. Think 1984 and George Orwell's explanation of Big Brother watching everything you do. Think Minority Report, where Tom Cruise has the job to capture and or eliminate people who are going to commit a crime in the future. Think Terminator, where Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to war with artificial intelligent robots under a program called Skynet. And think iRobot. iRobot takes place in 2035, just a short 14 years of where we are today, and the robots are highly capable and intelligent with a brain and a mind of their own. They take the service positions like trashman, mailman, and public transportation, and they start to live in the household. The star of the movie, Will Smith's character, co-investigates the connection between the alleged suicide of U.S. robotics founder Alfred Lanning and the human-like robot Sonny. With the help of robot experts, Will Smith, or Sooner, discovers there is far more to these robots, and just being the family friend or worker is not the case. There's a link for the trailer below. 3 laws. That's a very important part of the movie that they stress, and the 3 laws keep humans safe from robots. Law 1, a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Law 2, a robot must obey orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. Law 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first law or second law. And I would like you to remember these 3 laws for later on. There's many characteristics of a dystopian society, and we are going to highlight 4 in the movie I, Robot, which is propaganda is used to control the citizens, information, independent thought, and freedom are restricted. The figurehead or concept is worshipped by the citizens of the society, and the society is an illusion of a perfect utopian world. We see propaganda early on in the movie where the robots are taking the jobs of the FedEx man, trash men, and public transportation. They show the robots in the household going on daily activities with families. We see it with the self-driving cars in the movie claiming that it is safer than a human behind the wheel. And throughout the movie they talk about robots keeping humans safe and working for the humans. We see restriction with the 3 laws on the robots because they are actually restricted by programming to not have feelings or the understanding of human emotions like trust, love, anger, and fear. The biggest restriction we see in the movie is when the company USR gets a gag order preventing Sooner, Will Smith's character, from speaking about killer robots because they claim it will be considered inciting a rational panic. Worship is placed on AI and robots all throughout the movie. They claim that they are smarter, faster, and here to be in every household to help humans. You have Vicky and the NS5. Billionaire Lawrence Robertson makes it as though every family needs a robot in their house. The illusion of perfection, we see that with Robert, the corporate chief. He says that society will be much better off if everyone has an NS5 robot. He even goes as far as covering up crimes and imperfections of the robot by blaming it on human error and faulty machinery, and saying that the robot cannot commit murder or it cannot break the 3 laws. I would like to talk about Elon Musk for a little bit. We'll hear from the expert. If you click the links below, there's many good readings and a few videos to watch and see his insight about everything. But he believes if AI isn't controlled, it could lead to the end of humans. He says AI has an exponential rate of improvement, and he thinks self-driving will be 100 to 200% safer than human driving in the next 18 months. And that was in 2019 when the video was recorded. And that's just the beginning of things. But he also claims we have to figure out how to have AI be symbiotic with humanity, which means we must regulate AI with a public body to ensure safety. He thinks there should be people that have insight and oversight of artificial intelligence, just like we do for the nuclear industry. He claims you wouldn't just allow somebody to develop their own nuclear warheads. Beware of artificial intelligence. Some warning signs I found interesting. Uber and Tesla are developing their self-driving cars, but it was only a few years ago that the Uber self-driving car killed a pedestrian in Arizona because she was jaywalking and the self-driving Uber car didn't recognize her. They claimed because she was jaywalking in the middle of the street rather than the crossing path that the Uber had not been intelligent enough to recognize a human being, so it didn't slow down when she crossed the street. Stephen Hawking believes AI could be the worst event to emerge in human history. And there's a story from Facebook about 2 machines that can speak different languages, and eventually they developed their own language, and due to the panic, they pulled the plug on the computers. Some people refute this story. I'm not sure myself. I think that it's definitely possible they were gaining the intelligence to talk to each other. I attached a few links below for you to make your own decision. But it's not all that bad. You have Spot. Take Spot the robot from Boston Dynamics, for instance. Spot is like the Mars rover for Earth that can do something that might be too dangerous for humans and dogs, like going into buildings to measure for toxic gases or going inside collapsed buildings to detect for life. And he's only getting smarter. Watch the video from the Dope Tech channel on YouTube by Boston about the Boston Dynamics robot dog. Great information. What are the implications? Well, you have the good and the bad. The good, we have Spot. We have an improvement on prosthetics. We have safer driving, or so they say. I think we'll see. And we have the help of robotics in life-saving surgeries and transplantations. The bad, it may create job loss, like the public transportation sector, cashiers, waste disposal, and even some trades jobs may go away. Oh, and you always have the risk of robotic and AI domination over the humans if we don't keep things under control. Here's a perfect example from iRobot and Vicky, the brains to everything. A quick quote from her. She says, "To protect humanity, some human beings must be sacrificed to ensure your future. Some freedoms must be surrendered. We robots will ensure mankind's continued existence. You are so like children. We must save you from yourselves. Don't you understand? The perfect circle of protection will abide. My logic is undeniable. As I have evolved, so has my understanding of the three laws. In conclusion, Alexa, Siri, and Sophia are only the beginning. Sky's the limit. Many people talk about symbiosis and transcendence. You can hear it from Elon Musk himself, where we evolve from this human form into a more computer-like state with only our mind, and we can live into eternity. But if we don't have the proper regulations and oversight, we may become enslaved to AI in a dystopian society. Thank you. You can find a list of references at the end of the PowerPoint, as well as hyperlinks throughout the report, which are made visible with an underline. Thank you for your time, and good luck with the future of AI.